Every year, millions of 18-year-olds make the exact same calculation. They finish high school, enroll in a 4-year BTech program, memorize textbooks of theory, and assume the paper they get at the end is a guaranteed ticket to a job. But right now, in 2026, the hiring market is acting strangely. The companies actually building and integrating artificial intelligence are actively passing over candidates with computer science degrees and hiring people who have no formal university background at all. The reason is speed. The AI industry is evolving at a pace that traditional university curriculums simply cannot match. When the underlying technology changes every 6 months, a 4-year-old syllabus stops functioning as a reliable signal of what a candidate actually knows how to do. Rohan takes a different approach, compressing the necessary learning into a 12-month timeline focused entirely on public proof rather than private paper. Because the traditional trust signal is broken in this specific lane of tech, a highly focused alternative roadmap is now the most direct entry point for an absolute beginner. Rohan's first 3 months are entirely unglamorous. He completely ignores deep academic computer science theory. He focuses entirely on practical plumbing, Python, Git for version control, and basic command line navigation. This diagram illustrates exactly how modern systems talk to each other. Rohan spends heavy time learning JSON and REST APIs because this structured data flow is the hidden infrastructure connecting almost every AI tool on the market. This is also where the highest drop-off rate occurs. Around month 3, the initial excitement of studying artificial intelligence fades. What is left is the frustration of repetitive, boring practice, trying to get basic code to run. Opting out of a traditional university degree puts the entire burden of progress squarely onto your own self-directed discipline. Surviving this tedious foundational filter is the absolute dividing line between the thousands of people who talk about AI on the internet and the few who actually build in it. In month 4, the roadmap pivots. Rohan stops passively consuming tutorials and starts building. He chooses one small, highly specific tool, like a script that automates a repetitive task, and makes sure it solves a single real-world problem. The code itself is only half the job. Rohan documents everything. He writes down exactly what broke during development, the steps he took to fix it, and the strict rationale behind his technical choices. Without a university credential to act as a proxy for competence, this meticulous documentation becomes the only mechanism a hiring manager has to verify how a candidate actually thinks through a problem. Through months 5 and 6, Rohan faces the hardest psychological hurdle of the entire year, pushing past the fear of judgment. He forces himself out of the private vault of his hard drive and ships his imperfect projects in the illuminated glass workshop of GitHub. That specific willingness to expose unfinished skills in public is the exact mechanism that transforms a solitary learning hobby into a verifiable, hireable track record. The AI industry divides into several distinct career lanes. Building and training direct, math-heavy models from scratch is the most famous path, but for a beginner starting from zero, it is a remarkably slow and inefficient entry point. Rohan intentionally enters the application lane. He focuses on taking existing, powerful AI tools and wiring them together to solve operational business problems. This lane highly rewards practical problem-solving over deep mathematics. This single straight line represents a basic AI wrapper. It works perfectly until anything unexpected happens and it breaks. A true AI agent functions differently. It navigates unpredictable conditions by looping back to autocorrect errors and routing around blockages without failing. Rohan builds one of these agents, intentionally stress tests it under conditions meant to break it, and records every resulting error. Those documented failures become the most valuable asset he can show an employer. Building and debugging resilient systems, rather than fragile toy projects, is the primary differentiator that proves a self-taught developer is actually ready for a payroll. As the year closes, the danger shifts to applying blindly. Many job listings labeled AI specialist are traps for a beginner, demanding traditional academic backgrounds and years of corporate experience. Rohan avoids those entirely. He targets small businesses and lean startups, companies that need immediate, practical AI implementation to survive and care nothing about a theoretical pedigree. By month 12, he is not a master of the field. No one is. But he arrives at the interview table equipped with 3 real, working, thoroughly documented projects. Compare his portfolio directly with a typical BTech graduate. That graduate may have spent 4 years absorbing brilliant theory, but often has 0 shipped functional work to actually demonstrate it. Today's market rewards a specific kind of effort, proving that a targeted year of public building is a faster, stronger signal of competence than 4 years of private paper. We left Rohan at the end of month 12. He had 3 real projects and a full year of unglamorous, consistent work behind him. No degree, no formal internship, just a laptop and a trail of code. Reach this milestone, and it feels like the hard part is over. You expect the portfolio to act as a magnet for recruiters, pulling in high-paying offers the moment you hit publish. Instead, Rohan hit a new obstacle. He discovered that the tech required to build a project is completely different from the strategic effort required to get someone to pay for it. His first move was the most common one, sending out dozens of generic applications for AI engineer roles. He waited for his year of self-teaching to speak for itself. He heard nothing. He was competing in a market where traditional filters reign supreme. Most entry-level openings at established companies are buried under hundreds of resumes from computer science graduates, leaving a self-taught portfolio invisible to the automated systems. After weeks of silence, the psychological toll set in. It felt as though the entire roadmap had been a waste of time, a year of effort that carried no weight in the real world. This forced a change in perspective. Coding had become his baseline, but he now had to learn how to bridge the gap between a GitHub repository and a business owner's bottom line. Rohan went back to his projects and asked a much sharper question. Which specific business problem does each one actually solve, and who is currently suffering from that problem? Take his third project, an AI agent that handled a messy end-to-end workflow. He stopped describing it as a cool AI thing and started pitching it as a way to automate tasks that cost a business owner several hours every week. He spent his days researching startups needing automation, aiming his documentation directly at their specific pain points. This targeted precision eventually cut through the noise. A founder messaged him back, bypassed the traditional HR filters, and focused entirely on the documentation that showed how Rohan solved problems and fixed systems. For a startup that can't afford months of onboarding, a demonstrated ability to think through real-world constraints carries more weight than a certificate ever could. Rohan expected the interview to be a grueling whiteboard test on machine learning mathematics. He assumed he'd have to prove his theoretical knowledge was equal to a university graduate's. Instead, they asked him to open his code. They spent the hour walking through his third project, asking him to explain specific design decisions and how he navigated the parts that failed during development. The final test was practical. They gave him a messy, real-world problem their team was currently facing and asked him to live sketch how he would approach it. These teams look for a capacity to think logically, build practically, and adapt the moment a technical assumption fails. He got the job, but the first 90 days looked nothing like the year that came before. The controlled environment of self-study was replaced by the chaotic reality of a business ecosystem. He was suddenly working within someone else's deadlines, untangling their half-finished systems, and trying to make sense of data structures that no portfolio project could have prepared him for. The temptation in these first weeks is to feel like an imposter. When faced with corporate constraints that weren't in the textbooks, it's easy to assume the self-taught path was somehow less legitimate. This feeling is a standard feature of the transition. Moving from a controlled learning environment to an uncontrolled operational one is always a shock, regardless of your background. Rohan relied on the core discipline he'd practiced for 12 months, the ability to sit with a problem he didn't understand yet and work through it systematically instead of panicking. By month 2, he built an unglamorous internal tool that automated a manual reporting task. It didn't make headlines, but it saved the team real hours, providing the first proof of his value within their actual operations. By month 6 on the job, 18 months total since he first started, he had become a relied-upon asset. He wasn't the most senior person in the room, but he owned a specific, valuable skill set that the team depended on. His proof of work had successfully transitioned from personal GitHub commits to actual operational value within a company. Not everyone's story moves this cleanly. Some apply for months before getting a single reply. Others build these skills as side projects while working more stable jobs. But the pattern is repeatable. Learn the fundamentals, build real proof, target specific problems, and let the quality of the work speak for itself. When you strip away the gatekeeping, a formal degree was never the true requirement for entry into the applied AI field. The real requirement is a willingness to keep showing up, keep shipping, and keep documenting the mess along the way. That's a path you can start right now without anyone's permission.